Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Carlson. This is their part number LS703LH Orange-BO. This is a black oxide coated spring lifted lift mechanism, left hand rear wall mount. Let's dissect the part number. LS703, that means that this is a lifting mechanism by Carlson that is mounted to the rear wall, meaning this plate, this portion of the unit that is riveted to the body mounts to the back wall of the footlocker. Let's say I'll call it a footlocker, rather than the side wall, which would be a 702 series. The 703 mounts to the back. The LH means that it's left hand. As you view this video, it is as if you are standing in front of that footlocker that opens in front of you. This plate mounts onto the rear of the wall and does so, it doesn't have to, but it does so on the left side because of the orientation of the plates are pointed towards the inside. You can certainly install two left hands if you're going to put two on your unit, on your footlocker or your piece of furniture, that are both left hand. It has no operation. They just won't look symmetrical. If that is something of a concern, order the right hand as well so that these plates are reversed and that if you install one on either side, they will look symmetrical. So as you view this video, it's called left hand because as you lift the unit, it's mounted. This is my left hand. I'm symmetrically opposite. It would be mounted on the left side as you view the unit. Okay. The orange is a reference to the spring color, which is a reference to the amount of tension on the spring, which we'll talk about in a moment. The BO is black oxide. That's the finish. The common finish is SB for statutory bronze. You can also do this black. Black is less common and is generally non-stock. There's always a lead time on these items, but certainly especially black. If you're looking for something that will ship faster, change the BO and the part number to SB for statutory bronze, and it's more of a bronze type, very, very dark copper bronze color with emphasis on dark. That'll get something to you faster, but if you want black and you're in no particular hurry, there you go. That's the bottom line. Before we get to describing the spring tension, therefore the orange reference, below this video is some extended description information. Self-balancing lid closure. The 703 is rear wall mounted. Keeps heavy lids from slamming shut. Holds lid open in any position. Available in black oxide or statutory bronze. Solid brass enclosure slide. Covers the cam that's riveted to the body. High quality springs available in different tensions, different colors, for different size lids and weight lids. Screws are not included. You're going to want to get some fasteners. A number 6 panhead is where I would start with that. This is left hand with an orange spring, 6-inch overall length. We'll go over some dimensions a little bit later, but there's really not a lot to go over. 6-inch overall length. The body height, you can see that's about 2 5/8. The body thickness of about a ½ inch. Rating in pounds is listed there. Rating in pounds. Okay, what does that mean? There is below the extended description, there is a link, there is a calculator that you will determine which of the about 10 different spring colors you're going to order. And they call this orange, and there is a color on it. I don't know that I would call it orange, but that's orange. Looks more like red, but it's orange. There's a calculator down below to help you determine what color spring you need. We're going to manually dissect the math on how to do it as well, but the calculator is there for you to quickly do it. But understanding how it's derived, I think, is important. In the process of that, there are links on the right side of this item, Assembly of 700 series. Please click on that. And then you're going to see on the top of the first page the 700 series, 702 in particular, which is the sidewall mount. Below is the 703 series, but in the middle, between those two, is the table that will tell you what spring color you need. It says, to find inch pounds, and that's what we're looking for, multiply half the distance from the front to the back of the lid times the weight of the lid. Half of the distance. So this is an orange spring. let's take an example of something small. Let's say that you've got a 12-inch deep lid, and take half of that. So 12 half divided by 2 is 6. Half of the depth is 6 inch. Multiply that by the weight. Let's say it weighs 5 pounds. That's 30 inch pounds. You look at the table, and for a 30 inch pound, you'll need a gray spring. The scenario where you might use orange would be if you had a 20 inch deep lid. 20 divided by 2 is 10. That weighed 10 pounds. That would be 100 inch pounds. That's where you're going to get the orange rating for the spring, which is in fact the circumstances the client required this. The 703, the other dimensional properties I had mentioned, there's, like I said, there's not a lot. That 1/16 is from the top of the back piece of the structure of the footlocker down to that first screw hole, 1/16. So locate that first hole, 1/16 down, mark and pre-drill it. Then you're going to go up from the back end of that unit, or the lid, I should say, when it's basically in the about 85-degree orientation. Go up 3 inch, and that'll be where you're going to mark and pre-drill that hole. And then you're installed. Where you're going to install this off the end, that's really up to you. I generally tell people to put it a third in, maybe 20% in, 20% in. There is below this video, a manufacturer's link that shows a video from the factory showing them installed significantly further in. Works just fine. They've got 3 hinges on that unit, so they're going to space those out. I probably would have put them equally between the two, each hinge from either end. I think symmetrically it may have looked nicer. But perhaps for photographing's sake, it made a little bit more sense to install them that way. But the unit that you see there is very likely exactly this unit. I don't know that that is a 20-inch deep, 10-pound lid, but that's certainly black oxide, and that lid is very likely that heavy. And that's what a typical installation is going to look like from the factory. Now back to that assembly of 700 series. We talked about the table that's there, how you install it. Page 2 of that is going to give you a lot of dimensional properties, like a technical drawing of everything that, frankly, I don't, other than it being there for your edification, I suppose, a lot of dimensions there that may not apply to your installation. However, if you have other installations that you need to know where everything is located in that sort of open-closed position, that drawing is there for your review. There's also a link to a document called Mounting Drawings, and it just quickly shows the 3 different styles. The 702, sidewall mounted. Only thing that changes is this mounting pad, its orientation. The 703, which is rear mounted, and then you've got that 900, which is surface mounted to the back with its spring mechanism installed directly in the back of the lid. If I sell one of those 900, I'll sell 100 of these first. What's more common? 702 and 703 are very equally common for installation and purposes. Tempted to say the 702 is more common from an installation perspective. Most certainly handed. For those. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Carlson products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product. Pardon me, there is no product catalog. They have really only a very small smattering of items that they manufacture. The important part about that link to the manufacturer's page is you'll quickly find the other types, the 702, 703, 900 series, the different hands, the different springs, and then the different finishes as well. If you have any questions on the Carlson LS703LH in an orange spring tension and a black oxide finish, or any other Carlson product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.